Hey everybody, hope you're all having a good day. It is Monday, which means it's time for a catch-up playthrough. Of course, the Ace Attorney Collection, Investigation Collection. Last time, we just did the first case. That's about it. So we are now on Turnabout Airlines. Let's go. Alright. Turnabout episode 2, Turnabout Airlines. I also have a story, so I'll talk about it in the bed. Murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yalagaratsu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day, 2 days ago. 2 days earlier. Oh, you. Yes. Everything begins up high in the air. 9,000 feet in the air, to be precise. Thank you for flying Goyu Airline. We're currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. March 12th, 6:13 a.m. Flight G390, first floor lounge. Ugh. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was let go for about 10 minutes. Ha! Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Though, admittedly, I'm less uncomfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. What's this? Traveler wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? My head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later. Or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake like turbulence to an elevator? What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. Wait, it was when I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. How am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. What the? What in the world happened? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. Yee! He's dead? Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. John, did something happen? You murderer! No! You have it all wrong! It wasn't me! March 12th, 6:41 a.m. Flight G39, second floor, first class. Name Charles Bob picked up on the floor in front of the elevator. It wasn't mine. So whose is it? Privacy notes. Body found at 6:15 a.m. inside the elevator. Stopped at the first lounge. That's kind of amazing. Details, meals, movies, and other services inside. Little picture in the top on the right. The victim was seated in first class myself, but I don't know his name. Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I'm one of your flight attendants today. Rulo Terreno. The road tournament. Unfortunately, we had just had a major accident on this flight. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse that it was a murder. What? Murder? What's going on with this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There is no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make a scheduled landing. We are still currently in a rough patch of turbulence. So until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. But someone's good, right? I mean, what about the color? Let me know. Please, there's no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why'd you remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor, and I assure you, I am not the killer. Ha! Being prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body. Do you say, however? I'm sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear my honor as a professional flight attendant. Oh, was that right? I know what I saw. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We already learned the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the power vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine! And the direction it's going in! I'm not about to sit you just sit idly while I get accused of murder. Miss Tornado, is it? Yes? I was wondering if you might give me a... Yeah, Hera. Royal Tornado. I call you our airline flight attendant in charge for taking care of first class. Yeah, I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you mean by incriminating evidence just now. You accuse a passenger of such a grave crime about allowing him to give a proper defense. Can a professional flight attendant inside you really call this action righteous? You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanations fail to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make this quick. Of course, as you wish. Good, very well, then let's get started. I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. But I don't know what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. I'm certain it doesn't fit how the crime really occurred. What Miss Tornado saw. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there with the fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. So if you please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. That's it? That's her evidence? I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. Rebuttal! What's that gonna do to stories? Yeah, so I actually have played this case a few times. Once on an airplane that had turbulence on the way back from where I was going. So I was from a flight. I was on a returning flight. We had turbulence, and I started the case after the turbulence, and finished the case shortly after landing. After the on that flight. Oh, this one that isn't.
Hold it!
Okay. Tell me, what exactly puts the pro in professional flight attendant for you? Well, it means we are very professional at how we take care of our passengers. Service like fetching papers and responding to calls are done with speed and accuracy. I can assure you that I give testimony with the same level of professionalism. I'm sure you have already realized that by now, right? It's a bit hard to appreciate your professionalism when I'm the one under suspicion. And there you have it. My professional testimony is accurate and reliable.
Hold it!
You certainly seem sure of yourself. Of course, a professional flight attendant can't afford to make mistakes, after all. Perhaps, but you must admit there are few who can look at a murderer with a clear mind. We attendants all go through a sense of training and are always calm and collective. We even calmly serve you coffee, if you wish so. And as the plane makes a splashdown, you fail to see how that would be the calm and rational thing to do in an emergency. Even till the bitter end, we are there to serve the passengers. That is the duty of all professional flight attendants. You certainly are confident. Anyway, shall we return to your testimony?
Hold it!
Yes, what did you see in front of the elevator? That's what I was just about to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth. Nah. Ran by the elevator doors and bathed in the light coming from within.
Hold it!
Murder weapon dripping with blood? Really now? I swear that was a grisly scene I saw before me. My goodness, it wasn't the passenger who saw. Or Derby Weiser panicked at the time. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time. Excuse me? You were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder. Nonsense! Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be flustered. I witnessed the murder scene and am now listening to your defense. All with a smile. Apparently, you also lie with a smile on your face.
Hold it!
I am not the culprit. Yet, you would keep these restraints on me? Mr. Edgeworth, please try to understand what kind of situation you're in right now. And what exactly is my situation? I have the backing of the captain to keep you bound in this way. We are within our legal rights to restrain anyone who might threaten our captain mid-flight. In essence, you're in the same situation as someone who has been arrested by the police. I am to stay restrained until I can clear up all her doubts. At least I'm close. Mistakes shine like the silver lining on a dark rain cloud. And I'm going to capture some of that light with evidence. I think you already know. This one does have a big... Hold on.
Objection!
Miss Tornado! Tornado. What is with all the yelling, all of a sudden? Ah! Force of habit! Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tornado, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct? Yes, all that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends chills down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. You know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? It looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tornado. What? Impossible! Now then, do you still think I'm the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? But I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did. As you can see, the wallet is clearly stained. But if you'd be so kind to take a whiff, I think you'll agree it's only grape juice. Then. That's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. But a weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, assist. Ah! There, that should clear up these pesky accusations. Hold it. Wait just a sec. I mean, even though wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand you show me what's inside, please. She's trembling. And the tacked on please at the end. Sounds like I forgot her. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell its appearance that is light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself. She is a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Miss Tornado, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. Alright, I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Red juice stained the outer cover. True, it was I who dropped it in the juice. However, I didn't do it of ill intention. Seems that this passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there is nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Hold in! Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? I was wondering, whose passport is this exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is as I thought. This travel belongs to Mr. Albie Hicks. Which makes it the victim's property. Oh, there is but a passport inside. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you! You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. Miss Tornado's logic. As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the foul deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your move was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you? So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. You stood up rising with the victim's wallet in your hand. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? shouldn't that be proof enough for you that I did not murder the victim? Not at all. Oh, well, why not? Because that one may not have been what I thought it was.
Hold it!
Think I stole it? That's already. There's no money whatsoever inside this cho wallet. These past results in here. There's just in there. Oh. Ah. Wait, this is giving me the same music. You think I stole it? Yes, I'm very sorry to say, but I wouldn't usually be so rude. But it must be said, I never thought I'd see the day, but here I am calling a passenger thief. Maybe I should put on serious face and say it more directly. I believe you removed the wallet from the victim's personage. It really doesn't matter how you phrase it. What I'd like to know is why you think I stole Mr. Hicks' wallet.
Hold it!
I was like, I don't think I have any sort of motive to speak of. I've never met Mr. Hicks before, and our only connection is just one flight. That's more than enough of a reason. How do you figure? He was sitting in first class, and I think the implications is quite clear.
Hold it!
You think I was after his money? Where did that Kagamini idea come from? Sure, you're also passenger in first class, but I thought something was off about you and those deep-etched lines on your forehead. Deeply etched lines on your forehead. They're not lines! They're perfectly normal and part of my natural face! I don't think I've ever met someone with such a terrible renaissance on a flight before. And that's when it hit me. You had the face of someone with money trouble. She's really making a fool of herself, pursuing this line of logic. I should spare her and present the piece of evidence that contradicts her testimony.
Objection!
I wonder if I might get a word in, Miss Tornado. What is it now? Miss Tornado. I wonder if you notice a contradiction in your own testimony. Oh, okay. Right, because it's one of the humans. Okay. What are you talking about? It's simply impossible for the motive of this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about the scene? Sorry, what about this scene would prove that the motive for the murder was not the money?
Take that!
I may direct your attention to the things strewed all over the floor. Huh? That's right. The floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale, these are the very things the killer was after. You think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer? And I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there was no effort made by the killer to gather the money. But the wallet?
Objection!
Ah, yes, the wallet. You will also recall that the only thing in it was Mr. Hicks' passport. Ah. Really? So if you are really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet. I forgive me, please. Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? So that guy isn't the killer? Ha! Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you all please be quiet? Miss Tornado. Yes? You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark, looking into the light from the elevator. It's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought that I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, thank you for releasing me. I cannot translate that. What is it now? Miss Tornado, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. It sounds like Bulgarian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said he's giving the roundabout. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well, see? You, the attendant! Yes, sir? I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport. I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is you want? I'm finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you'd like me to be held under arrest until we land. Hey, how dare you try to waste my time? You were the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see for you. Installment, yes. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I should hope I'm not momentarily bankrupt. I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry. I don't think I caught your name. I am Sing the Blot 2. I am a very wealthy man in Bulgaria. But I'm not an ordinary rich man. I'm an art dealer. A rich seller of beauty. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now? Pardon? You said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout? I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I do not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yes, and yet you continue to babble on. I saw it, yes. I saw the victim go into the elevator. Going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. And what's the significance of that time? At 6, he says. Wait! You saw him at 6? Ah! What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? You understand, I see. Mr. Attendant, what time did you discover the body? Well, it was a little after that patch of turbines. So I say around 6:15. Ah! Hicks was his name, was it? Then I say that man Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was this prosecutor, yes? Yeah, I saw him in my seat. Sorry, I was in my seat the whole time. Me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. I'm still eating. I haven't finished, see? The other punchers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No complaints, I see? Not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point. But it wasn't me. Oh, so you say. But do you have what you say, the evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite capable in what you saw. Enough to give testimony. Of course, I was looking at that man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little small machine the whole time. Machine? Yes, that's what you people call it in English. Yes? It was making me crazy like a click, click, with a click, click, click. In that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. Blanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. Simple cell phone, laptop or organizer I can see, but that's kind of low budget. I hit that noise on the machine in his head. Sorry, in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty. All it produces is ugly signs. Anyway, I know what I saw. Miss Tornado? Yes? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. I like the sound of that. Ox in the duck's pet. Yes, I think that is how you said it in English. It's Fox guarding the penthouse. And I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Miss Tornado, you wait until we arrive. There is a good chance that some evidence will be been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. Ha! This should not be approved. Please, Mr. Blanc, in an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now, please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. You are not planning to risk evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We will see. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable! I am in your debt, Mr. Tornado. However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course. I see no problem with that stipulation. It is only natural that I am still the suspect in this case. I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassuring enough that there will be no foul play. And then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you need my help with anything, feel free to use this button to talk. It's time to head to the scene of the crime. First floor lounge. Is this Mr. Hicks' seat? I don't see the machine Mr. LeBlanc was talking about. Perhaps it is the elevator? Maybe. We should probably head down to the crime scene now. It's my seat. Unfortunately, I didn't bring anything particularly useful for an investigation. Not as if I'm constantly prepared for such a thing to occur. Ah, that's right. I was in the middle of recreating a chess game. It's an observation. But aren't there too many red knights around that low blue pawn? Nonsense! It simply shows that the blue pawn is no match for the red knight's might. Edgeworth. Don't get near me, you criminal. He said, don't get near me, you criminal. I am not the killer, and I intend to prove that starting now. But that's contrary to the facts. He said, but that's contrary to the facts. I can understand his English just fine, thank you very much. What's a lightsaber doing here? I bought the invite shop just beyond the line. If some should happen, will save your life. I think this guy would be better off not taking a plane to begin with. Hey, miss, how about our glass? Excuse me, but I was wondering if you know anything about the murder. How about it? Put a glass together. Sorry, but I must decline. I was talking to you. I was asking the cute attendant. I'm sorry, but I'm on the clock right now. But if you need a refill, I'll be happy to bring you another glass at any time. You got it, tits. That's no way to talk to a lady. Look at all these bottles lined up in a row. It's a miracle they made it through the turbulence without a scratch. Actually, we asked the drink fan to clean up all the ones that did break earlier. And you mean to tell me that he put all these up here after the turbulence? We are simply thrilled to have someone so interested in the variety of drinks available. I don't think anyone should drink this much. There is such a thing as overhydration. How may I have a word with you? This snake. So, awesome. That's good to hear. However, I would like to ask you a few questions. Let's see it. Whole time we know. You just speak! Please pick one. I think he chose to eat. Yes, I can hear that. March 12th, 7:26 a.m. Flight G390, first floor lounge. I will thank you for your help back there, Mr. Teneo. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. Since everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you. Your standing with me hasn't changed one iota. I see. I will bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wants you to know that. We reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. And when we do, we ask that you please return to your seat at that time. My time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes and first class without a staff keycard. And we found no record of a keycard being used at all, which means that I have a first class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. One other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered either. There we go. Now then, let's get started. But where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statement. Crime scene occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, that it means that the killer was around somewhere else. Clues go point to where the killer could have been. If we are to believe what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. This door leads to the flight attendant's room. Please understand that it's off limits to unauthorized personnel. One was giving off the scent of woman's perfume. One would think that perfume would smell great, however, to me it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies beneath the door. Perhaps you return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbines. There is quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area. Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it is not clear of any suspicions I have about you. I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name! This grand piano is the pride of this plane. can play the music of whatever CD be inserted into the CD drive. That's not a piano. It's more like an overgrown music box. Ah, but it's keys that you press along with the music, as though when there really is someone playing it. Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky. These clouds, they tell me nothing. Mr. Ashworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds. Is that so? Then tell me, what do you suppose I say to them? I don't know. It looks like a rather one-sided conversation. The clouds, they tell me nothing. Who or what? What or who is this? This is the bronze statue defender of the Go Airlines, Mr. Hugo Huge. The one on the left is of when he was in his 40s, and the other is of him in his 80s. That man aged all over those 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. Are you in need of assistance? Miss Tornado, I'd like to ask you about investigating the lounge. As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around. If you could pass the message along, tell him I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation. I will. However, please realize that you are still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you. Of course, I take no offense. Do you really want to understand what I'm saying? Yes, fairly. You pinky swear you do, on the honor as a professional prosecutor? I pinky swear I do, on my honor as a professional prosecutor. Well, I guess that settles that. Feel my honor as a man slowly diminishing. Can you show me at me? I still cannot allow you to bring you in. I'm sorry, but I must admit, I still have my doubts about you. Not deal until proven innocent, I see. This topped over chair. Yet another victim of the turbulence. Ah! No! Look at all that grape juice staining the back. And it may not look like it, but this chair was extremely valuable. Was? Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour displaying. The Rocker Pals leader sat in this very chair. I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals? I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They add the pals part after they become more popular, especially among teens. Ah, no explanation. I'm not really one for the music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. On second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation would get. Glasses and candles are thrown into disarray by the turbulence. It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. It's terribly embarrassing. I thought it was an earthquake for a second. And I frequently started searching for gas valves to shut it off. I guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. The in-flight shop is just below these shutters. But we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed. Must be some clues to be found here in this lounge. Must remain ever vigilant. Rest. There's some spilt grape juice in the front of the elevator. It seemed to have spilt during the turbulence. Oh, we must clean it up or something, or someone might get hurt. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. What is important piece of evidence in this scene?
Take that!
What isn't? They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree that they are a set of footprints. There's some spilled grape juice on the floor in front of the elevator. So you think, yes, these belong to our killer. Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe size of everyone in first class. I don't think that'll be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match. Oh, I see. Which floor does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can go into the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard. But the only floor accessible to the passengers are the first and second, huh? The victim's body was found inside the elevator that connects to the front. Just until I expect every suspicious looking nook and cranny. What is this sinister looking figure on the floor here? Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company's mascot, Captain Hugo. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This bag is a limited edition, and it's so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop? Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutters to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks' body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? The blood is still on the still fresh. Could this be the murder weapon? Money is screwed all over the floor in the elevator. I would guess that it was all in Mr. Hicks' wallet at some point. I was wondering why I was hanging off this lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now, if I could just put my finger on it. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight. Mr. Hicks, he's really dead? Yes. He's trembling. Although I can't falter for that when there's a corpse right there. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. Ceases over the trembling now. Although a new incident seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks' head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Going to the back of Mr. Hicks suggests blunt force trauma. What caused it? And his glasses are broken. Were they broken during this murder? Alright. Oh. Did you notice anything? I was wondering whose footprints those are next to the elevator. I say the killers, would you agree? Even if they aren't, I'm sure they're a vital clue to solving this case. Oh! Maybe there are other clues waiting to be found in the other places. Come on now, Asher. Let's go find them together. A word of advice. Nobody likes a credit thief. So stop stealing my lines. I was wondering if you've noticed anything, Miss Tornado. Yes, I can't help but notice the sad atmosphere in here. Yes, it is a rather tragic crime. I say, robbing the poor man, or they're blushing him to death. Talk about rubbing in the salt. I can't forgive someone who do this to a passenger of mine. I swear as a professional flight attendant that I will capture the culprit with my own hands. And I promise as a prosecutor to solve this case with logic and deduction. I should go over all the leads I've collected so far one more time. Key to solving this lies in the intersection of my logic and the evidence. I'm actually gonna make a fur. No, I can always just speak for it if I missed it. A statue of blood on it, then lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes, what is it? The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of the Obvious would be more befitting. I found the currency planet. Oh, it's also shot down, usually on display in the inflation. I can see a clear connection between these two pieces of information. True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator alone with the victim, then that's a different story. In the elevator of Hicks, if only I could prove the killer was rode the elevator with Mr. Hicks. I have it! I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yes, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding. Or rather, the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact. And that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah. But if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless. Which means Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. Grape juice footprint that spilled during the turbulence. Looks like footprints on something being dragged. Oh, There's something sticking out of his pocket. I hope you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. The picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. Who would think this a souvenir picture, perhaps? Oh, we're gonna deduce. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Eureka!
Mr. Hicks' machine is nowhere to be found. His machine? His cell phone, Miss Tornado. Ah, so I guess because it's not here. Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Missing cell phone. The victim supposedly had one, but it's gone missing. Did the killer take it? What's going on over there? Unforgivable! This is unforgivable! You understand what I'm saying? The movie is lit! It is the same level of bad as the I said the plane arrived late.
But the movie...
What? I will not talk to you anymore. You're just wasting my time.
What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc?
There is no mercy. Please return to your seat, sir. You're not telling me what to do. I will not sit down. Sorry, I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet?
If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now.
What nonsense? Are you mistaking my eyewitness testimony is mistaken?
Not mistaken. Merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be more honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more.
Fine, suit yourself. What I saw. I am certain that I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator. It was when the needle of my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at that time, must be the criminal.
Mr. LeBlanc's conclusion seems to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me.
So my eyewitness testimony, if you think it's right, then come, let me see. Hurry! Do I look like a man? And who is having the time to wait for you? Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway.
I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow.
And fast. I'll grab it later. I'll explain what happens then, yeah.
Hold it! Mr. LeBlanc,
were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time? Of course, I know what I saw what was inside. And you are sure that the victim was in the elevator alone? Yes, the only person inside was that Hicks man.
This last outburst is a bit too important to let go.
The only person inside that was that Mr. Hicks man.
Hold it!
Was he really alone? Of course! I can even bet 1 cent! Cheap ante. For a cheap testimony. Okay. But if that's how you want to play it, I'll happily take your 1 cent.
Hold it!
I assume the pocket watch in this case is the one you keep checking, is that correct? Oh, you've noticed! It's a very expensive antique, I'll have you know. The feeling is wonderful when I fully wind it up by hand.
It does look very well designed, and quite classy.
I will have to charge you if you want to touch it.
That's quite alright. Let's continue with your testimony.
What a cheap man you are. Now return the time you wasted back to me. Okay. And very much, I saw Mr. Hick enter the elevator at 6 o'clock.
Hold it!
It's true that I found the victim's body at 6:15. And that's when I found the two of them as well. You see, it all matches my testimony.
Hold it! That is the most mistaken way of thinking I've ever heard of. Hold it? No. Your silly opinions is what is mistaken. Please calm down, the both of you. In a sense, you're both mistaken. Well, if that isn't the pot calling the kettle black, then I don't know what is. I spy a little hole in his words. As you wish, Mr. Locke, I will now show you proof of my innocence. Oh, Mr. Locke, your testimony just now contradicts this piece of evidence. Ah, yes, from the old word contradictus. Oh, you're correct. What does that have to do with our current situation? The word compromises the parts against and speak. I dare say I don't deal with such double talk. My art dealings are clean. That's all well and good. However, about this piece of evidence, there's no value in that. I'm not interested in buying that from you. Art! There's plenty of value with it, even more superficially.
Objection!
Oh, first off, there's one or two. I'm trying to figure out which one. Mr. LeBlanc. What is it? There is a fair and glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilt grape juice. Yes, and? Will you admit you also spilt it with blood? No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice finger footprints. Footprints? Yes. The one that leads from within the elevator out to the lounge itself. Into the lounge itself, sorry. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? Can you please translate for us? No way. That's totally impossible. I guess is what he says. No way. This is totally impossible. I knew there was no other person in there. I saw it with my own eyes. If you want to know what I think, Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. Then, what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc? Please, just once more. Will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? Yeah. What I saw, part 2. I was firing up as Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time, over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me. And I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside, no one. Mr. LeBlanc, if you please calm down. What? Do you too have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? No, not at all. Please forgive. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. Can't let this testimony stand. That's the truth.
Hold it!
So, are you still upset now? Okay, I am always upset. The only time I am not is when I have a piece of art in my hand. It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him. Hi. But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me.
Hold it!
Why are you so attentive to the time? Okay. Because something unforgivable was happening. Come to figure out, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was I was giving a complaint to the attendant around the movie starting time. Return back to me my time and money. You understand the point? Movie? Did she talk about the in-flight one that mentions in the magazine? A summary of a plot and its start time. Interesting. They were supposed to show License to Love, Mom, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I look forward greatly to that movie. I check my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong. It matches the schedule. But the movie is still late. Very late.
Hold it!
Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it, if that's alright. The movie I wanted to see will not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times.
Hold it!
So this movie you mentioned, is it the one listed in the Sky magazine? Yes! I was looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, and Murder. Miss Tenno, was this movie shown on this flight? Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time. Isn't it possible that you simply stepped through it by accident? Nonsense, you dived me! No, stop pointing at me like that! Odd. How did he miss a movie that he was clearly hoping to see? I checked my pocket watch a great number of times. That much I know for sure.
Hold it!
Let's check the magazine. Our departure times. Oh. You sure about what you just testified, Mr. LeBlanc? Yes, of course. I am a very busy man. I am immediately busy when I land. I have many places to go and no time to waste adjusting my pocket watch. I see. That was a very fellow statement you just made. Okay. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I haven't played it in a long while, so it's just nice re-experiencing it. Although I'll be looking forward to getting around to playing the second Edward game, because that's the one I haven't played. Flattery all you want. You will not get one side of me. That's alright. All it requires is this piece of testimony. Having to follow the man with my eyes when he passed by.
Hold it!
Since you only happened to see him, it's possible that you missed something in that glance. Even if I only happened, I did not miss a thing. I mean, I did remember playing this game on a plane. I'll just leave it at that for now. When it came out, actually, when it came out, when it originally came out, like for the DS. So that was what, 10 or so years ago, maybe. Yeah, that. Yeah, it was 2009. Yeah. So let me double check. You got me actually double checking this. History Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Remember, I think it was 2009 Japan, May 2009 Japan on the DS, February 16th to February 19th, 2010 on forever else, and then worldwide 2017. So I got it when it came. So I got it when it came out. Am I right? Yeah. How can you be so sure? Just because. I'd appreciate it if you didn't take my life so lightly with a simple just because. Yeah, no, I definitely played like around that time. I think me and my friend talking about got it around the same time as we just started talking about the game. Well, then I was only making a joke. That's almost a hiss, alright?
Hold it!
Is it possible that someone was hiding inside? What? You dare insult me? I have my beliefs. I have belief in my eyesight. Reading. I have belief in my eyesight. Reading. But on an S. When I look for art to sell, I am told often that I have great sights for the arts. Great sight for the arts. Stop asking me. I think the phrase you were looking for was great sense. Although that's debatable. Isn't it possible someone was just outside your line of sight? You're persistent. I tell you, I looked clearly.
Hold it!
I'm pretty sure I know this one is... The movie's based on departure time, not arrival time. Why do you insist that you are absolutely mistaken? Because when I say I'm wrong, I'm not wrong. And LeBlanc, if I may, I think beyond misconception and mistakes lies the truth. Funny. The suspicion smears something I told her only a little while ago. I honestly don't think Mr. Blanc is lying. I don't think he's lying either. But I think he might be mistaken about something. Mistaken? Yes, and I'm going to correct his mistakes recollections with evidence. And this professional attendant shall witness the prowess of a professional prosecutor. Yes! It is. It's the person said the destination time, but it's departure time.
Objection!
So LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember the story that I remember, like, people were wanting that this, like, when it was in relation to Japan, and I think they were saying translations were problems back then. So they just, and the interest wasn't strong enough from what I remember as well, was one of the informations. So they just didn't, but obviously it kept going strong and we finally got it localized. Oh, I'm looking forward to that game so much. Oh, I'm going to that blind, so I'm looking forward. So I'm really looking forward to see what's what's going to happen. Yeah, I even haven't watched Destination Time when I came aboard. Now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it means that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yes, and the correct time is worth 6 cents. I would like you to take a look at this.
So what? I think the only Ace Attorney game right now that's yet to believe it's to let it be ported over is the Ace Attorney Professor Layton game. If I'm thinking about that right, because with Ace Attorney, we have the Phoenix Wright trilogy, we got the Apollo Justice trilogy earlier this year, and this came out last Friday as of streaming. Unless I'm missing an Ace Attorney game, I think it is just a crossover game. Okay. We lead the Sky magazine. Clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Mr. Shino, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right. In that small Asia country, the Republic of Shanghai. Yeah. I wonder. Oh, but that'd be a tough one to bring, actually. The Professor Layton Phoenix Wright game. Huh. That is going to be a big challenge. And we didn't readjust our onboard clock at that time. But right now, we are still running on Bulgarian time. I did, yeah. I actually still have my physical copy of the game. Actually, I definitely played. I think it's the only Layton game I played, and it got it because it was just Phoenix Wright. Because it was Phoenix Wright. What? I think I got like, it was like the first week of a release. The time difference between Bulgaria and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Wah! Furthermore, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that. In the latest information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior to 3 p.m. At 3 p.m. sorry. 5,000,000 cents! That should clear up all the remaining accusations. So this basically widens the time frame for our time of death, right? Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 p.m. 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. The question now was, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing? So I do remember stories of bets because I remember Wright was going to England for a to learn about the law of Britain. Got caught in a situation by accident, ends up in La Maravilla, where Layton was brought there normally. I remember mob cross-examination was annoying. I remember Prosecutor Brahman as well. Oh, and the final trial was nuts. I've got something to say. And you are? Yeah, oh. I'm Kami Melly. I'm a flight attendant. What did you just say? Oh, and I just remembered something else. It was like one of the extra stuff they released like post-launch. Like little like skits. I remember mine making the joke of 17 cups. With Wright saying that no one outside of the Phoenix Wright series would have understood that. Well, I think your story's a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Kami? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting at a seat at 5 a.m., you know. What? How could you be so sure of the time? Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point. Ah, the stop we made for refueling cargo transfer at Shangfa, correct? Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks. And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones board this flight? I kind of want to spoil much in case Capcom or Level 5 announce it being brought to the other consoles. And then, well, that's just one more Phoenix Wright in the stream, I guess. Because I'm having... Well, one, I think I have to take out my copy, and two, I don't think my 3DS is set to record. I mean, there's also the third option of... There's another option of emulation, but... that's ended up whatnot. No. Not a single person got on or... Sorry, off or on in Shangpa. What about the flight crew? The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on and off, but eventually everyone, including Kami and myself, came back on the plane. So basically, I assume that no one left or got on our initial takeoff. Sorry, since our initial takeoff. Interesting. How'd you keep that in mind? Refueling something. Made a brief... Okay. Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you, Mr. Albie Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Alright, the testimony's nod. Alright, then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m. Okay. Now, what time did you come down to the lines, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here. Oh. I'm gonna get this kid. Yeah, I actually, oh, good point. I wasn't gonna bring out Toby actually landed and stuff, but yeah, no, they changed the name. It was originally iFly, and yes, yeah, that's good. That's good trivia, guy. But yeah, I think it was also meant to be like an end that felt with joke with swell. Obviously, with potential lawsuits, they changed it back to Go You. I completely forgot about that. I checked that and I saw that like a few days ago too. I literally forgot about that. Ah! You were here the whole time from 5, yes? Then you're the only one who could be the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards? Unfortunately, yes. And then how do we explain the footprints? Is that not obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in the lounge. We did to kill him. And then he put the corpse into the elevator. As when the turbulence happened, my eyewitness testimony has been mistaken. But when I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor... Sorry, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter. Because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge. Everything happened in this lounge. Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? Do you have another idea? I simply feel that there is something out of place in the scenario you presented. There's something that can tie this crime scene to a location other than the lounge. Oh. I feel like there's two. I can't save. Got a few things in that. Okay, I've got 4 things. I'm trying to remember them. Alright, let's run the process of elimination.
Take that!
Never mind. The murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and is not displayed here in this lounge. Now then, how did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious? Such a trivial point. That only means you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. Doesn't prove you're innocent at all. No way to win this man. Hold it. If I may. What is it? You see, well, it's just as Mr. Ashworth says. Oh, and why do you know this so well? Well, it's just that this little piggy bank, that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was this? It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.
Isn't that just before we hit that patch of turbulence?
That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence. Yes, I was. Come to think of it, Miss Tenero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door. Yes, I did. And what is beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room. Then, you were on the first floor? Yes. I had to do something at the shop and in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first, and then to the flight attendant's room. You said you passed by me at some point? Yes, you seemed rather into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I think I recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I was there. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? I went there for a work-related matter. Work, you say? Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. Why did you not say anything about that until now is what I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Shall we head over there then? Hold it. What is it now? Aren't you forgetting something, Mr. Rhoda? I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that. Don't you need the Common's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. I have already asked them for permission to search the entire plane. I think we're all right. That's weird. What is? Well, I just talked to the captain, see? He said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Tornado?
It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you have permission to search all over, but you don't, and yet here you are.
You flight attendant! What are you trying to pull? Sorry, trying to do. Pull the sheep over us.
Captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I've already got permission to search the shop from the captain. So unlike you, I do things right away. Sorry, reading.
Miss Tinu, why would you do such a thing?
Please excuse me. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Hi there, Mr. Ashworth. If you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on.
Something about Miss Tinu that has piqued my curiosity.
Right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. Why I'm really mad. You better hurry and bring me some evidence.
If you just wait a little longer, I will look into the shop.
Don't number the birds before they are born.
Don't number the... What? I have no idea what he's trying to say.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch, perhaps.
All I ask is your patience and cooperation.
Miss Melly, about investigating the in-flight shop.
You're of no use to me asleep. Wake up!
Huh? What's up?
I need you to come with me so I can search the shop.
Don't worry. I'll catch you.
How has this woman not been fired yet? We're going to the in-flight. Of course, I'm so fully intent. Well, the shop's over there. Good. I'm just there. Sure, that's the attendance room. Oh, please excuse me. I was simply mistaken. You made a mistake, didn't you? Why don't you just come out and say it? That's exactly what I just said. In a small thing. Not off while I'm talking. How's the class? Okay. Alright, please be careful when passing through the area. Huh? Did you say something? I said there was class here, and we got. Why? Obviously, common sense does not register, even as a blimp on this girl's radar. Let's see if there's anything I just missed in this. Fuck! Now's not the time for me to stand here making up so. Should be hurrying to the shop and investigating. I'm gonna play with. I'm gonna brush up after this. No, of course, that can contingents on the outcome of this case. Time to investigate. Minutes past. Here lies Hugo Huge. I don't think that's what they meant to write. Although with the subchart, the victim to written on the back in honor of Rocker Pal's Day. I have a distinct impression that this chair has nothing to do with this case. Oh, that's alright. I don't have to check anymore. Again, just for these fun little clips. I pity that bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilled at its feet. But compared to the one on the left, this statue appears to be slooshed. Must be the altitude. Yes, that's it. From this ray bad term. This reminds me of the ferocity of the last patch on. Oh, I can't do this anymore. I've overcome that already. I won't let past trauma control me for the rest of my life. Okay, I think we're done doing fun stuff here. March 12th, 8:32 a.m. Flight G3090, first floor in-flight shop. This is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here. Guess I'll have to clean up this then. Hold on! You can't clean up potential crime scene? Oh, thank goodness. I hate clean so much. Mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy pack is was left at the crime scene. Let's go for it. Oh, just this back. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. Oh, no console. Inside this display case is a row of lightsabers and life vests for sale. We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when nothing's going on. I bet Mr. Ashworth care to buy one? I sense that this shop is one shop away from being sued. Beautiful flowers and beautiful arrangements. I feel cleansed just by looking at them. Oh, wow. You kind of stepped on a few. Then, you know what, Mr. Ashworth? Oh, excuse me. I don't know much about the shop, but you can still ask me about whatever. Oh. So what do you think about what has happened regarding this case? Oh, I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer, though, Mr. Ashworth. I can assure you that I'm here in the shop to prove just the opposite. She's gone to sleep, Angie. Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around. You know. So don't forget that, okay?
How
am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep?
Well, if you know what really show your thanks, you see that item for sale over there?
Sorry, but you're gonna have to make do with my word of appreciation.
Oh, I love to have this piece of jewelry. Can I have it?
No, you may not. This is the prosecutor's badge.
Ooh, and why don't you show it to me?
I wanted to prove to you that I really am a prosecutor. And that it is not possible for a prosecutor like me to commit such a crime as... See that I just wasted my time with cushion hair here. Oh, sorry, with cousin hair here.
Was it? Are you going to give it to me? Oh, but I'm not supposed to accept any presents. Unless they're really worth something.
Still part of me just being a nice reaction.
Mr. Rook, Ruth has said that this piggy bank was in the shop, right? Did you find her tiny bit suspicious?
I don't think I can say either way yet. There's not enough evidence to convince me that she was lying about anything back there.
Are you sure about that? Like I said earlier, I was the one answering people's calls while we were briefly in Shangfa. And Mr. Hicks was in his seat at that time.
What time was that again?
He called at around 5 a.m. while you were at your seat around then. But you were at your seat around then too, you know.
I do recall people calling for service at around that time.
Even if that turns out to be a waste of time, I must stand firm.
Just know that there is a vital clue or two await me here in the shop. Up.
I hope she was awful.
What are those?
Oh, these are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it.
Perhaps that's how things work on this flight. But in the real world, you try, then buy.
No way! Either way, it really doesn't really matter.
True, either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they boarded the plane?
Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Captain Hugo heads painted on there. Good company mascot, isn't he? They're painted all with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you?
It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach.
Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined taste. You look like you really want to get one. And I thought I was gonna finally make my first sale, but you sold right through it. Well, that's done though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay?
But I never showed any interest in it to begin with.
It really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda.
Miss Tornado designed this?
Yeah, it was a company-wide contest.
Well, it does have a very sharp design sense.
Sharp. Like stinky sharp cheddars, maybe. I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so bleh.
Miss Tornado designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected.
Ah! You okay?
I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Millie. I think this suitcase really roll around has got to be a safety violation.
Plain shaking cause at the rule. Inflight suitcases displays can't be hazardous. Here, I'll put it back.
One sharp design. I had something else on the track. There was a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases. You know what I suggest? Sorry, I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip. Okay, then how about you buy something for me then, as a present? I can't think of a single reason why I want to buy you anything. But I have had my eye on that pendant for such a long time. Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. This glassman's display case door is shattered all over the floor. It looks like there's nothing on display inside it either. Wait, actually, I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat? Mini captain's hat. I swear I've seen these before. Stuffed toys. Just as what Miss Millie is holding are on display here. Relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly. I bet, Mr. Edgeworth, you know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed. Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? Alright, I guess it's time for logic. Richard, are you still connected? Yep. The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it? Hey. Yeah? Really? Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop. Well, I don't. Miss Rhodes is in charge of this place. But come on, how should I know anything? Since that further inspection of this display case is needed. These two don't seem to like. Won't rest until I inspect everything running around. The glass in the store is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank? But it's a bit odd that the inside of this case is so devoid of glass shards. Plus the glass broke clean. Ah! What is it? I touched the glass and I cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth. It hurts. Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. Is this the same man as the one portrayed by the statue around the elevator? Yeah, that's a paperweight of the founder of GoU Airline, Mr. Hugo Huge. On the bottom shelf we have the cute ones. In the middle shelf is the realistic ones. And on the top shelf, that is the floral version. Floral? Sure about that? Let me guess, sorry. You just said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Looks like hit the bullseye. GoU Airline related books line in the shelf. The history of GoU Airlines, the future of GoU Airline. 7 wonders of GoU. Fight on, GoU Airlines. Name GoU Airlines. You go you! Please tell us very clear that they won't be making the top seller list anytime soon. Just curious, there's a lock on this display case. It's really... If I ask you about this lock, the one who's in charge of the shop is with Rhodes, he's got the key to all the display cases. Let's see. Oh! I bet you want to buy something? Do you want me to go get the key from her? No, that's alright. We can't deduce. Oh! Oh, but there's more. We can examine this. There's some blood on one of the corners. Could this be the piggy bank of the... Could this piggy bank be the murder weapon? Haddon's head was found inside the display case in the in-flight shop. I wonder if that fact has any bearing on this case. It says, "Go you airline." No, I've seen it occur a lot recently, and it's been bothering me greatly. But why do such brands make it acceptable to simply smash two words together and call it a day? Oh, right! I think I know this one. If. Is this bus somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Eureka!
There is definitely something very unusual about this. Up by one. If the killer had broken the glass to get into the Captain Hugo Bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be that like that. However, there's now a single piece of glass inside the display case. Nope. Nope, there isn't. No, there isn't. Which means the glass is broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence right through the glass. Right through the glass. Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor. I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at that time too. Eh? That's nice. Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Captain Hugo Bank from here after the turbulence. Then he took so much that it made a huge mess of the shop. And it's been updated. Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Millie, and listen while I'm talking. Ah! But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon. So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake? Yes, at this point, that is a very real possibility. But then what if the killer... Sorry, what if when the killer went to take Captain Hugo, they broke the glass by accident? That display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely. Yeah, but there's one person who could have. Oh, and who would that be? Miss Ruda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. Miss Ruda Tornado, huh? Well, I believe logic is the key. Oh, let's talk to me first. I cut my finger on those pieces of glass. Don't blame the glass for something you did to yourself. Just be more careful. Same to you. You're the one walking all over broken glass. Are you sure you're okay? I'm fine. Any glass I walk on, I crush like this. That's nice. Please be careful around the display here, okay? We don't want you to get hurt. Compared to the glass around my feet, the inside of the case is nothing to be afraid of. After all, no glass fragments appear to have ended up inside. And I guess even you can tidy up the kiss, right? Perish the thought! No. Oh! Turbulence. Yes, there's definitely something wrong here. What's with the sudden yelling? Tell me, Miss Millie. Don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases? Oh, well, sure. They're totally ooze, strange, like the color and the such. That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention. You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. These suitcases are lined up a bit too pruned and proper. Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? I guess they take after the creator. Again, that's not what I mean, Miss Millie. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind. Sooner I find the answer by inspecting these suitcases. I sooner find the answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. On closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. See? Wonder how Miss Rhodes would have reacted if she heard what you just said. What's wrong? She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. Sis, spot something not quite right. What's so unusual about this suitcase?
Take that!
There's something very particular about these wheels. Huh? As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent them flying. And so it is very likely that these suitcases were placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look, shall we? What's this? The wheel is completely covered in something. The color and the scent. It appears the substance in question is grape juice. Why would there be grape juice on the wheel of the suitcase? It would appear to be unlocked. Let's have a look at what's inside. Piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood. Ah, it's blood. It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all. Oh, hey, we're done. So explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder? I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps. Yeah, well, aren't you just talking about the cloth then? That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer uses for as a transport.
Take that!
Oops. Hey, something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? Oh, it's not. And so is the bloody cloth. In this case, its appearance has been soiled in blood. But, in light of this, I say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else. Which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. You're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it? Exactly. What is it? Nothing. Just that. I was thinking about what Miss Rhodes said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He said that he appreciated if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat. I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, privacy may be contaminated by the time you land. I must stop, and I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course. If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun! We can camp out and watch over everything together! Proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge. I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. Yet, regarding what Miss Melly reminded me, Miss Tornado, not allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. Okay, you know what? We'll. Especially when we do the second part, we'll keep it. Yeah, so we'll be back to the OPEC. Right, I'm gonna wrap things up here. Hope you guys have this week. Back on this Wednesday, so we should have this finished. I think most of these things are like 2 parts, with obviously the exception of the last case, but that's a big one. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up here. Hope you guys have this week. We're back on this Wednesday. I'll see you next time. Bye.